In this video, I'm going to show you how to update the vehicle movement report. The vehicle movement report is an Excel workbook which has a tab for each week. These are the previous weeks and this is the current week. Today is the 13th of January and you'll see that that is the space for today's data, which we won't get until tomorrow. Today we are able to fill in yesterday's information. So we're going to go and collect the data from CTrack to enable us to fill in this information. To do that, we need our browser. So I'll bring my browser over here. And the address we need to go to is portal, P-O-R-T-A-L .ctrack, you'll see it's come up there, ctrack.co.zm. And we'll immediately be asked for our username and password, KZF. And you know the password, I'll just enter that now. And then we click Login. We need a report, and I've put it onto the Favorites menu. So Reports, Favorites, and Detailed Daily Utilization. That's the report we want. So we click on that. First of all, we specify that we want it for all our vehicles. So we do a check in this box here. And then we specify the date or the days, the range of days we want the report for. We want the report for yesterday, which is the 12th of January. So we click here. Here's today highlighted. We want yesterday. And we want it to end on yesterday as well. So here's today, yesterday. So that's our date range. It's basically from midnight to midnight, covering the whole of the 12th of January, the whole of yesterday. We click Generate, and that will, in a short while, generate the report. Now this might come down into your Downloads folder rather than being displayed here. And if that's the case, you'll need to go to your Downloads folder now and open it so you see it on your screen like I've got it here. I'm going to expand this up to make it easier to read because we don't want all this information. We need this column here, which is the first time the vehicle was switched on, and this column here, which is the last time it was switched off, and the distance. So I'm going to make this a bit bigger so that those columns are displayed, but no others. So that's the information that we need to transfer to the spreadsheet. So we go back to our spreadsheet, and if we're clever, we should be able to resize this so that we can see both lots of information at the same time. I'm going to resize this one. So here we have the vehicles, and that matches this list here. And this data is from the 12th of January to the 12th of January, from midnight to midnight. So this is the data that we need to move into the spreadsheet. So let's move to our spreadsheet now. This is 4x4 Eastern. We need to put in here the first time it was switched on. So 4x4 Eastern, first ignition on was 8:15 a.m. So we put in there 8 colon, we need to use a colon to split the hours from the minutes, 8:15. And then we need to enter in here the time it was last switched off. So 4x4 Eastern, last ignition off was at 8:09 p.m. So that's 20:09. We need to put these figures in using the 24-hour, the Zambian system. So 20:09. And you'll see that a red traffic light comes up here because this is driving in the dark. KZF policy is that vehicles should be parked up by 18 hours, and this has been parked up at 20 hours. Finally, for this vehicle, we need to enter the distance travelled, so 4x4 Eastern, go along here, 18 kilometres, so we put that in there. Now we move down to the next vehicle. We need to move up here slightly. So this is 4x4 Western, 4x4 Western. The first time it was switched on was at 7:55, so we put that figure into here, 7:55, and then it was last switched off at 17:04, 5:04 p.m. So in here we put 17:04, and then finally the distance travelled for 4x4 Western is 30, so we put 30 in there. You'll see that in this case no traffic lights came up because there was no infringement. The vehicle was started in daylight and was parked up in daylight too. Now we move to the next vehicle, which is the car in Lusaka. So car Lusaka, the first time it was switched on was at 8:43 in the morning. So we put in there 8:43. We move to the next cell, and we need to enter when it was last turned off, which is at 5:20 p.m. So that's 17:20. 17:20. The number of kilometres it travelled, car Lusaka, 46 kilometres. So we put that information in there. Again, for this vehicle, both lights are green because there's been no infringement. If we go to the motorcycle in Chirundu, you can see there's no information for the motorcycle, which means it did not move. So in that case, we leave this cell blank, but very importantly, we enter a 0 in here so that it's clear that we have considered that vehicle. We haven't just missed it out. The 0 indicates that it moved nowhere. It wasn't switched on and it wasn't turned off. And then we can simply move the cursor to the next day. And that's all there is to it. So then you click Save and you have the report to send to the project managers. If you need any more help to do this, just give me an email. Thank you very much.